Hi writers, I'm Lauren Sapala, and today I'm talking about how to sit down and write without triggering your writer's block. Before I get into the video, I just want to say this is the third and last in a video series I'm doing to launch my new class in March, Healing the Writer Within, and I want to say thank you guys so much for all the emails and messages you've been sending me. A lot of people have reached out and said, I've been dealing with these problems for years. I thought it was just me. I thought it was kind of something I would never get past. This gives me hope. This is total right timing, and I'm ready to jump in with both feet. So thank you so much for letting me know that, because it shows me that my intuition is correct when I get these messages about what to teach next, and this really is something that's coming up for people right now. Healing the Writer Within, it's going to be a 4-week class. It starts March 7th, and it's going to be focusing on healing our writer's block rather than fighting with it. So many of the strategies out there are about conquering writer's block, defeating writer's block, fighting writer's block, right? Like getting over it in a really aggressive manner. The thing about writer's block, if you have deep writer's block and you've been dealing with it for years, it's not something to fight with. And if you fight with it, it's going to bring in more resistance. So what we want to do is actually get in there and heal the broken places inside of us, the places inside of us that we haven't looked at, we haven't acknowledged, or maybe we have looked at them, but it's just kind of a hot mess in there and we don't know what to do. So that's what we're going to be focusing on in this new March class, Healing the Writer Within. And I really hope you'll join me. I think it's going to be a great class. Now, last video, the second video in this series, I talked about how if you have trauma around writing and you have trauma around self-expression and creativity, sitting down to write triggers your nervous system. It's not you being lazy or too scattered or too spacey or not good with time management or not in a schedule. I get that a lot from people. They say, I need accountability, I need discipline. Just kind of another way to whip themselves and beat themselves up about it. It's not about that at all. It's about your nervous system getting triggered because you have trauma around self-expression. So when people see that piece, when that piece clicks into place for people and they're like, oh, okay, I see that now. My nervous system's getting triggered. It's sending danger signals to my brain. My brain is shutting down the entire process by sabotaging me. And I see how that all works together. The next question I get, the most common question by far, is, well, how do I make my nervous system stop doing that? That's really inconvenient. How do I work with my nervous system so it will not get triggered and it will not block me and it will not send those signals to my brain? So what we do, instead of fighting, because again, that's going to bring in resistance. And when we fight writer's block and we try to fight against this problem, we're going to trigger ourselves even more. It's bringing in agitating energy. We want to calm the nervous system. So what we want to do instead is we want to repair the trust with our nervous system. We want to repair our relationship with our nervous system. And we do that by creating a safe space or container for the writing, both during the writing process and after the writing process. So when you sit down to write and you're actually in the act of writing, and when you're done writing and you have these pages that you've written in your notebook or maybe pages you've typed out on your laptop, afterwards we're also going to create that safe space or that safe container to hold the writing. So what does that mean, creating a safe space or a container? Let's look at that. So during the writing process, you can do this a really easy way, and something I use in all of my classes is silent writing, being part of a silent writing group. In all my classes we do a live class, usually on Monday evenings, and then we do silent writing during the week on a separate day. I open the space, I protect the space, I bless the space. We do a guided meditation in the beginning. It's really lovely. We all kind of calm down together. And then we all hold that container together, that container of safe space. And when I say space, I mean the time, it's 1 hour, and also the actual physical space and the energetic space surrounding you. We do that as a group. We create that sense of safety as a group so your nervous system can calm down. And in one of my last classes, someone actually said, wow, I really see how silent writing is so effective because we're all regulating our nervous systems together. We're all co-regulating. This is helping us all calm down, everyone who has high anxiety around creativity in the group. And it's so true. And silent writing really is very effective for that. So silent writing, it's part of this March class, in case you're wondering. And it's a really easy way to create a safe space for your nervous system. If you are not able to join a group or you're not able to do silent writing with a group, when you write on your own, I really urge you to be alone if you can, like alone in a room or alone in the house, or like go in the bedroom and lock the door, but make sure there's a boundary, make sure there's a barrier so that you feel cordoned off, or like you feel like your safe space is right here and people cannot cross that boundary. Promising your nervous system that no one's ever going to see this, and then holding true to that promise. So a private journal, or, making sure that whatever you write, you're not going to share that with friends or family. You're not going to give that to a critique group. That is for you. It's between you, or you and your nervous system, or you and spirit, and that's it. After the writing process, we continue creating the safe space by locking up our writing. Sometimes this is very literal. I've had clients who will put their writing in a locked drawer, or get one of like the old-fashioned diaries with a lock on it, right? Or they hide it somewhere. They have a notebook and they hide it under the mattress. They put it in a safe space physically so that their nervous system can witness, okay, they're putting away the writing. They actually are serious about this commitment not to show anybody. So locking it up, putting it away, not rereading it. Creating a safe space for your nervous system around writing and creativity also includes you protecting yourself from your inner critic. And one of the ways you can do that is to not reread what you've written. Now, this doesn't mean you're never going to reread what you've written. Maybe you will in a few weeks or a few months or even a few years, but you're not going to reread it right now. You're not going to reread it immediately when your nervous system is feeling really vulnerable and really exposed and still getting used to this whole writing creativity in a safe space thing. While we're working with the safe container and we're working with the safe space, we're going to promise ourselves not to reread our work. We're just going to put it away, and then we're going to go do something else and let our nervous systems settle. So it's strategies like these that seem small. It might seem a little bit unconventional, but we put these strategies into place and we build a whole system like this. And each one of us has a unique system that works for us. This is how we heal writer's block. This is how we move from being the person who really wants to write but can't, is blocked, paralyzed, consumed with guilt and shame and fear around the whole thing, to someone who is taking small but very real steps towards writing again, towards creating, towards self-expression, towards reconnecting with your soul and reconnecting with yourself as a writer. This is how we do it. It's really small little strategies and steps like these, and then we work together to put them all together in a big picture, into a big whole that works for us. So this is the new class. This is the vibe of the new class. If you are feeling this, if you're resonating with it, sign up. Sign-up's only going to be open for 5 days. It does start on March 7th. That's the first day of class, Monday evening. All the classes are recorded. If you can't make it live, that's fine. I normally have people in all sorts of different time zones. You can watch the recordings. There's going to be a private Facebook group. There's going to be silent writing, and there's going to be a group coaching call every single week. So there's a lot of stuff packed into this class. But like I said, I think it's going to be really fun. I think it's actually going to feel more like fun and discovery than work and aggressively fighting our writer's block. I don't think I'm going to be teaching this class again. I normally don't teach classes twice. For those of you who've been following me for a while, I work with my intuition, and I always work with what's coming up in the moment for people. And I've never gotten the call to teach the same class twice. So I might be teaching similar classes down the road, but this exact class I will not be teaching again. So if you know this is for you, if you're feeling a big yes, please get on signing up. If you have any questions at all, please email me, writecitysf@gmail.com. There's a contact form on my website. You can drop a comment in the comments box below. And please subscribe to my channel. If you like this kind of content, if you're grappling with these sorts of writing problems, and a lot of times people who have these kinds of writing problems can't find anything in the mainstream, like the mainstream writing advice and guides just don't work, please subscribe to my channel, because this is what I talk about here. And it can be really helpful when you start becoming aware of what is actually going on, the deep root causes of your writer's block. Okay, I will see all of you when I open up doors for registration in just a couple days. I hope I see a lot of you in the class. And like I said, if you have questions, send them my way. Thanks, everyone.